Can we please stop this narrative about we got to replace Mike Tomlin, that he's not the guy anymore, that he should get fired? Please, please, please end this narrative in January. And I get it. Pittsburgh is one of the most winningest franchises in the NFL. They have a culture that just making the playoffs isn't enough. But can we please stop it because every time they go to the playoffs and lose, that he should get fired? Who do you guys want to coach? Who will do better? As a former football player, I'm here to tell you it is very hard to win a single football game, let alone go 15, 16 straight seasons and not have a losing seasons and always making the playoffs. You guys don't realize that. Look at the Patriots. Look at what happened when Belichick got fired. They haven't been right since. And then, do you guys forget about the Kansas City Chiefs before Andy Reid got there? They were one of the worst football teams in the NFL. The problem is Pittsburgh fans are spoiled. You guys win so much, you guys forget what these other franchises go through. Look at the Buffalo Bills before McDermott got there. They were horrible. Do you guys not remember this? To have a team just be steady, good throughout your whole time, being a fan of that team, is pretty impressive, and not a lot of fan bases gets the chance or the privilege to say that. Look at the Commanders. I've been rooting for the Commanders since I was a kid. We just won our first playoff game in like 20 years. And the last time we really had a good team as a Commanders fan was RG3's rookie season. That was like, 2012? And think about it. Who else is winning with this roster? If you guys all say Justin Fields this, Justin Fields that, yeah, he can run more. He's more athletic. He's younger. He's the more interesting prospect for that position. But he put Russ in for a reason. And if Justin Fields was that good and he would have done all this stuff, they would have kept him out there. Mike Tomlin is not a dummy. He's a great coach, and he knows what he's doing. And Russell Wilson gave them the best chance to win. And Russell played well for the most part. Yeah, he struggled a few games. Everybody does. But Russell had a pretty good season. And then on offense, they don't have enough playmakers. I think George Pickens is a superstar, but his attitude, his antics is prohibiting that from coming into fruition. And he has some games where it's like, what are you doing, man? They don't have a number 2 receiver. They don't have another guy besides Pickens that they can go to and really rely on. Najee Harris, I love him. He's a workhorse, grinder, but he isn't the best running back on his own team. Jalen Warren clears him. Honestly, Najee probably won't get re-signed by the Steelers. And Pat Freiermuth, he's a solid tight end, but is he amazing? I don't think so. And I think with the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're going to have to look at their roster and really make some drastic decisions, some changes. They got to, mix it up a little bit. They've had the same core group of guys, which I think some of those guys should stay, obviously, like Minka Fitzpatrick, TJ Watt, Hayward. You keep your core guys, Patrick Queen. I think Peyton Wilson's been an impressive rookie. On offense, they got to do something with that O-line. Broderick Jones, he can't block anybody. And every time you look up, it's always an untimely penalty or something stupid going on. He's got to go. He hasn't panned out. He's not the guy. And as far as quarterback, they're not going to be able to draft high enough to get a number 1 pick, nor should they. This draft class is not that strong. So if I'm the front office, probably keep Russ another year. Hopefully they win with him, and if it doesn't work out, next year's draft class is way, way stronger and more competitive than this year's draft class. But you know what? I'm just like, NFL, Pittsburgh Steelers? Give the fans what they want. Please get rid of Mike Tomlin. Trade him, fire him, whatever you want to do. Let these fans find out real quick what happens when you fire a stable coach who does nothing but win. Look at the Chicago Bears. They fired Lovie Smith, I believe, after he won 10 games. They haven't been right since. Look at the Detroit Lions. They just got to being successful with Dan Campbell, but they fired, I think, what's his name, Jim Caldwell, after he went to the playoffs and stuff. Come on now. These teams always do this stuff. They fire coaches too early. Now, sports fans in general, we get so fire happy. Fire him, get rid of him. Sometimes you got to let stuff hang out. Mike Tomlin's been there that long for a reason because he's a dang good coach. How many coaches you can see? I know you guys don't think it's not impressive, but to have that, to never have a losing season, that's one of the most impressive stats you can have as a coach because a lot of these fan bases and other teams have losing seasons all the time. Jacksonville, Buffalo before Josh Allen and McDermott, Commanders, look at New England, Tampa Bay. All these teams have been losing up and down all this time throughout their history. So to have a franchise and have a coach that does nothing but win, yeah, we all want to win a championship, but guess what? We can't win it all every single year. But I'm getting sick and tired of hearing this stuff about fire Mike Tomlin, get rid of Russell Wilson, all this stuff because it's nonsense. Because truth is, Mike Tomlin is their head coach, and Russell Wilson had a pretty good season. I don't care what you guys say about the last 5 games. That was all on the team. He didn't lose them the last 5 games. The offense was stagnant. The defense was giving up points. They struggled. They fell apart. They have to revamp this roster and get back to work next season. But what do you guys think?